Fallout's Radio presents
The Omega Broadcast, a Fallout story.
What's up, everybody? This is Bryan Gwatney with the Omega Broadcast, a Fallout Story podcast. I just wanted to do a little quick bonus little update news segment here. I know it's been a little bit of a while between episode 3 and episode 4, but there is a reason for this. We put out a casting call about a month ago. And we really started to see traction with casting auditions for a few new characters that we're bringing into the story. And so we've added a few new cast members to the show, if I can get my head around what I'm trying to say. And so the exciting part about that is that takes a lot more time getting lines out and getting scripts out and getting lines back. But we've got a really talented and awesome cast that are going. And actually some of the voice actors are new that some of you may not have ever heard act before in a radio drama podcast. And some of them you've heard like in the Chad, a Fallout 76 podcast. There's a great man. Dr. Mark, he's awesome. He's going to play a few characters for us within the show, and he nails it. And so I'm really excited to see where the story continues to go as I continue to write and things like that. But to get back to what the delay in, the large gap, the more I started writing these scripts, when I first started writing in episode 1, is more of an like origin kind of introduction to the setting, I guess you could say. And it was very narrative based, and from my point of view, of my character's point of view and things he'd experienced. And then I started noticing that the things that I like to listen to are a lot like what we hear in Chad, a Fallout 76 podcast, which, by the way, if you haven't heard that yet and you've come across this podcast, I definitely recommend going. I mean, they finished season 1 and they're actually about to kick off season 2. And it is amazing. If you love radio dramas and you love dark humor, definitely check that out. But anyways, back to what I was saying. And the more I started writing like the script for episode 2, I started feeling like I wanted to broaden the universe and broaden the horizon of the way I wanted to do the script and be more cinematic in the styling. And so I started writing new characters in. Well, that, brought up the possibility of casting other people. And you guys met our first edition, Carl, who's played by a really awesome guy, Anders. He's in our community, and he's amazing voice actor, amazing storyteller. And he just handles that perfect. And so you saw it kind of grow there. And then my wife plays the voice of Molly Burton, Bryan's mother. And so you guys have heard her amazing acting. And like as a husband, obviously I'm biased towards that because she's outstanding in just about everything she does. But anyways, I ran into a few snags, and I don't want to get into details. A few people that are close to me kind of know the snags that I ran into, which put a delay in writing and caused a big hiccup within the script and losing some scripts and stuff like that. But just to let you guys know, episode 4 script is done. All the lines are in, and we're actually finalizing everything, so it will be up soon. I know I like to have it on Tuesdays, and we were actually supposed to release Tuesday this week, but it's going to be a little bit longer. We have a really cool addition coming to this episode of something that I've commissioned from someone who's a talented and amazing songwriter and musician. And we're going to have a specific song specifically catered towards the podcast, and it will be featured within this next episode. So be looking forward to that. I know I've actually shared a little bit more than I wanted to share with that. So my lips are going to be sealed in that moment. And so right now in this moment, so you can kind of get excited and wait and listen into episode 4 to see what's going on with Bryan and this new mysterious character that he's encountered. I wonder where it's going to go. But anyways, love you guys, and thank you so much for your support. Thank you to everyone who shares, likes this show. I really do enjoy writing this stuff. It's really expanded my creativity because it's one facet of my life that I love to really engage in, is to see how creative I can be. And I love design and things like that. And writing is something I've always liked to do, even from, early teenage years up to now, but I've never really experienced this. So I want to give a shout out to Ken with the Chad Fallout 76 podcast for really pushing me and trying to get me to express the creative side of my brain. But anyways, like I said, I love you all. Thank you so much for your support and your love of the show, for the reviews and for liking and sharing and just supporting every facet. I look forward to seeing you guys in the wasteland. Remember, you have a future because there's a place for you at the end. Omega. This is Bryan Gwatney, the creator of the Omega broadcast, A Fallout Story. I just wanted to take a moment real quick and just say thank you so much for checking out this podcast. I really hope you enjoy listening to these stories just as much as I enjoy making them. If you do enjoy this podcast, please let me know by liking, sharing, and even through your comments. Thank you again so much for your support. Remember, there's a place for you at the end. Omega.
Since the dawn of time, there have been storytellers who teach through their stories. These myths give rise to fundamental truths, and these truths shape our collective experience. Yet these myths are not something of the past, and today they engage us more fully in the story itself. Video games allow us to live the lives of our favorite myths. My name is Blue Crew 86, host of Focus Fire Chat, and I want to invite you to explore our modern-day myths with us. Join with us as we explore the stories, the mythologies of the Destiny franchise, as well as other games. Let's explore together.
Hey friends, this is Robots, the creator of the Robots Radio Podcast Network and host of the 2 original shows on the network, the Fallout Lorecast and the Elder Scrolls Lorecast. These 2 shows have rocketed up the iTunes charts. They both together have over 150 5-star reviews in only a couple of months, with bite-sized episodes that take you step by step through the background of the games and the game worlds. They're thought-provoking, well-produced, and a lot of fun. I recommend you go check them out at robotsradio.net or on any podcast reader, podcatcher, whatever you use, iTunes, Spotify. Again, that's the Fallout Lorecast and the Elder Scrolls Lorecast, available everywhere.
In a world where solid-state electronics and vacuum tubes are still meta, people never stopped loving atomic-powered everything. A chosen 500 stepped inside a subterranean vault to be spared the nuclear horror of the inevitable Great War. 25 years later, they emerge after the fallout settles to retake Appalachia. Among them, 2 former rivals whose blood feud will tear West Virginia apart in their epic struggle for survival. Chad, a vault bro who has a strength of 15, an intelligence of 2, and is a complete wasteland dickhead. Simon, a complicated anti-hero who chooses light and hope, but accidentally becomes a cannibal, and wakes up naked and afraid with a Scorch Beast Queen after a date goes terribly wrong. What? I mean, it's a wild wasteland, right? This dark humor radio drama will have you driving off the road and crawling out from under the fallout. 2 men, 1 wasteland, and so many nukes. Chad, a Fallout 76 podcast, rated R, now streaming on your holotape player podcasty thing.